boy always opened the door with the key held sideways, but this time, he found the keyhole had been turned vertically, so he immediately concluded that someone must be inside the room. To alert the person inside to hide quickly, Jack deliberately made noise while opening the door, signaling to the person inside that they were about to enter. The reason was that Jack was being followed by a wanted criminal. When Jack entered the room, it was exactly as he had suspected. The curtains, which had originally been closed, were now inexplicably open, so he curiously went to the window to look. He saw a police detective carefully pressed against the wall outside. To prevent the criminal from knowing their plan, Jack used the excuse of bad lighting to close the curtains, stopping the criminal from noticing the detective outside. Unexpectedly, Jack's unusual behavior still drew the others' attention. Seeing Jack close the curtains for no reason in broad daylight, John suspected something was wrong. He then strode over to the window. Seeing this, Jack instantly felt a chill run down his spine, because if the detective was discovered, their entire plan would fail. Fortunately, John only pulled the curtains open and did not pay much attention to the outside. At that moment, Jack finally breathed a sigh of relief. But what he never expected was, just as he had barely dealt with this issue, a new problem arose. John noticed that Jack's earpiece was constantly flashing a green light. The cautious John worried it might be a police listening device. Jack also noticed this at that moment, so he quickly ended the call with the police from his pocket. Then, in the moment John took the earpiece to inspect it, he switched his phone to music mode and started playback. This way, he wasn't discovered by John. However, John did not lower his guard because of this. He once again demanded Jack hand over his phone for inspection. Seeing this, Jack was not flustered, because his phone had a dual system feature. Entering different passwords on the lock screen would lead to different interfaces. When John found the call log contained only calls to teachers and classmates, he finally let his guard down regarding Jack. After waiting for John to walk away, Jack quickly flipped the wooden box in his hand to the other side. Then he carefully retrieved the listening device prepared in advance by the police. Just as John was about to take Jack to meet his boss, Jack seized the opportunity to take out the listening device from his pocket. Then, while putting on the blindfold, he slipped it into his ear. This series of actions did not make John feel the slightest bit suspicious. Soon, the listening device transmitted the detective's voice. Jack pretended to cough once to signal that he could hear. Very quickly, they arrived at the criminal's secret base. However, what Jack never expected was that, to enter, they had to pass through an outer security checkpoint. Just as Jack thought he could get through undetected, the thing he feared most still happened.